morning. Welcome back to Felicity Moody's. As always, it's an absolute delight to have you joining me. Now, as we all know, Saturdays are tea time with Moody's Days, and I am so excited because today we are having a guest on the show. Now, would you guys just kindly grab your cups of tea and let's get this show on the road. Hey, karibu sana.
Thank you. By the tea is nice. Before introducing myself, the tea is really nice. This is Maxie Daniel, aka Charlie Mrembo, aka that human with a lot of money. It's there until you dish it. I'm a poet, I'm a writer, I'm a rightivist, I'm an artivist, I'm an activist, I'm a human rights defender. I'm an all-round person. I'm a firstborn of so many people. Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. Now,
Yes.
I've always been curious. Every single time I'm watching your YouTube channel, where did this nickname Charlie Mrembo come from?
Charlie Mrembo. Charlie Mrembo. So, there's a time we were headed to Bondo with two of my friends, Ibsen and Sharon. Hi. So tumeshuka kwa matatu stage in town, and then we were heading to take the matatu za Bondo. Then this makanga tells alikuwa anataka kuniita, so he goes, oh yeah, bro. Then he looks at me, he's like, see bro. Oh yeah, sis. sis. Then eventually he goes, oh yeah, Charlie Mrembo. Okay, that's a nice one.
What were you wearing, first of all?
First, I was in a sweatpants, a very huge t-shirt and jumper, a cape and mask.
Even I would
And
be
then
confused.
nilikuwa tu na bounce, I was just there like. So I think that's what brought the confusion. But with time, I've really identified with the name because Charlie Mrembo, I have the most feminine part of me, but then I have also a very masculine part. So these two, zikiwa fused, the Charlie Mrembo really comes out
So
nicely.
you took no offense at all?
No, because I'm used to every time I'm like walking, people are confused. Mini, msichana, mvulana, so I'm kind of used to it. Yeah. So thank you, Mr. Man.
For the nickname. Now, there's this poem you wrote, award-winning piece. It's actually called Under This Shower.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Under this shower. So literally, as the name suggests, I wrote the piece while I was under the shower. Like, I had been stressed, I had been unwell for some time, not like physically, but mentally. I'd been unwell for quite some time. So I just left my friends in the living room and went to the shower. And, I just sat there for like 2 hours.
2 hours?
Yeah. And when I came out, I was like shaking, and the shower was cold and everything. Yeah, and I was shaking. And then when I sat down, I took a pen and a paper and I just wrote that piece. So it's not something that I imagined. It's not something that I had from somebody's story. The inspiration was from me. That's why I think when I submitted it for the awards, it automatically won because it was authentic. Yeah, it was my story. It was me.
Yeah. So that actually brings me to ask, what makes you do poetry in the first place?
Let me just brag a little bit.
Yes. It's allowed.
Poets are prophets. Why would I say this? So in 2012 I was in Form 1 and I wrote a poem.
Guy, when you dog.
That's why nimeisema na certain friends. I wrote a poem about a 16-year-old who had lost a mom, and then she had been suffering and all that. So by Form 3 term 2, my mom passed on when I was 17.
No.
So I was like, so and everything that was in that piece was happening to me at that point. So I was like, okay, sawa. So I kind of wrote the future, my future. So I started Googling and asking people, poets, if they relate to such moments. And they were like, yeah, I've also written a piece at some point, and and it kind of affected my life. So takes me back to the question, why do I write, or why do I like poetry? So for me, basically, it's a form of therapy. And then number 2, it's my way of just putting my thoughts, my emotions, other people's emotions out there.
Alright.
Yeah, without feeling judged, without feeling. And the beauty of poetry again is you could be talking about something that you are experiencing, but people will be like, your piece ni kali.
Yeah.
Your piece ni kali. But deep down, you know,
my experience.
you're letting out that problem, you're letting out that issue, you're letting out that joy. You could be writing about maybe probably somebody that you love, but then you're putting it in a way that somebody won't know it's directly linked to you. So I find that very beautiful about poetry. Yeah.
Interesting. Now, you just mentioned losing your mom.
Yes.
Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Normally when I'm asked that question, the first thing I'm told is that I should get some tissues. Well, I don't cry.
Do we get tissues?
No. I think I'll be fine. Sorry, I think I'll be fine. So this is 2017. Let's start with 2011.
All right.
So my mom gets a stroke. Then she's paralyzed one side of the body. She can't literally move one side of the body. So we rush to the hospital, we treat her, and then 2012 comes in, she's still unwell and she's expectant. 2013, she's still kind of unwell, but then she's okay. So come 2014 May. No, April, so like my birthday is on 1st May. So yeah, my mom had labor on Labor Day.
So interesting.
Yeah. So
I didn't see that.
I know. So a few days to my birthday, my mom comes to Nairobi. Goes to Nairobi, comes to Nairobi. We're in Kisumu.
Yeah.
So I was in Nairobi at that time. I studied in Nairobi. So my mom comes to Nairobi and then she's taken to Kenyatta Hospital and she's diagnosed with throat cancer, stage 4. So yeah. So of course I've been told my mom is diagnosed with, and you know my mom gave me the news fast. My other siblings were very young, very young. There was one in class 8, another one in class 4, then in class 2, and then there was one who was 1.5 years. Yeah. So come May, she comes again to Nairobi. She went back to Kisumu. At that time she was living in Kisumu. So she came back to Nairobi to be treated. So she got treated. At the same time my aunt was unwell. So my aunt passed on, we went for the burial. So when we came back around 28th. Or 28th September. 28th mwezi wa saba July. Yeah, July. So 28th, 29th, 30th, 31st, then 1st. Mom, by 29th, Mom was now admitted in the hospital. So we were going to visit her like all the time. There's a point I stopped going to school. Yeah, because my siblings needed to be taken care of. My dad was ever in the hospital with Mom, and I was to take care of my siblings.
So you had to quit going to school?
Not quit per se. I just didn't. I had to like put it on hold.
Put it on hold for a while.
Yeah, for a while, for like 2-3 weeks. But luckily I had good teachers who understood my predicament at that moment. So I had to take care of my siblings. So it reached a point where Mom now got a space in the hospital. You have to book, and then it's Kenyatta Hospital. You have to wait for like a week or 2 for you to get a bed. It was just chaotic. So Mom got a bed, so she was admitted. She stayed there for like 3 days, and then on Friday, which was on 1st May 2014, on Friday, which was on 1st August, 2014, she passed on. I was doing my exams. I had not studied, by the way. I flopped seriously. I was doing my exams in school. So while writing my paper, it was just a hot day, things were fine. But then I felt kabaridi flani. But I was like, it's alright. So we were supposed to go see Mom on Saturday. No, she's passing on Friday. So me, I'm doing my stuff. So around 11, the school had known Mom had passed on. But I had a paper at 2. So they couldn't tell me. Yeah, they couldn't tell me. I had an agriculture paper at 2. So they allowed me to do my paper. And then after doing my paper, in the evening, we went home. Then Sharon, by the way, we are from way back with Sharon. Yeah. Sharon called me. Sharon told me, upitie kwetu. So nikapitia kwao. So I pitia kwao. And then she gave me a lot of food. I was like, niaje ndakula hivi. Then she told me, tupitie mahali pengine. Remember, I'm still in my uniform. Yeah. It's around 6. Yeah. Tukapitia, another friend of mine was called Jennifer Sawa. So we passed at their place. Then Jennifer didn't come from her room. It's the mom who gave me food again. I was like, why am I being fed this much?
What
What is going on? But okay, it's cool. I mean, it's not every day I get treated this nice. And then at that time I loved eating yummy. I would eat. So I ate, and then I got home. Now by then Jennifer and Sharon wakanizindikisha nyumbani. I was like, hey, Jennifer is never allowed to leave past 7. What's going on? So we left, and when tukifika kwetu, I had a phone, very nice phone, a small one.
Tell me it isn't the two buttons one.
It was the 2 buttons one. And I loved it. By then, it was my first phone, and it was bought because of the fact that I was taking care of the kids and all that, and then Dad needed to check up on us.
Of course.
So I switched it on, and the first thing I saw was a text from an aunt of mine, and she was saying, "I'm so sorry for your loss."
My goodness. And no one had already told you what's going on.
I just got into the house and picked the phone, and I found people were in the house. So I thought, I'm not home, but they came to pray for mom. So when I saw that text, an aunt of mine who was already there took the phone from me. And immediately, I just started, that pain. I just felt it, but I was like, let me just wait. Dad and Mommy. It's already out there, I know it. Let me just wait. Dad and Mommy. So my dad, who doesn't know how to give bad news, Dad, by the if you will watch this, the man just comes to me like, hey, Koro, we lost your mother this morning at 8.
My goodness.
I looked at the man like, is this how you give such kind of news? Is this? But anyway, so that's how Mom passed on. But crazy how I had already seen Mom's death. I didn't just know it. There's a time I was cooking in the house, and then I saw myself standing in front of a coffin. Yeah, I was just cooking, like it's only daylight visions. I don't know. And then I saw myself standing, mali kuna coffin, and then I was talking, and I wasn't crying at all. So when I related, now I connected it to this. I was like, so God was preparing me, but I just didn't know I was really prepared for this. Yeah. So the whole time I was being made to be responsible, to go through all the stuff as a child, God was preparing me for this day. You understand? Remember, I'm 17, I'm in Form 3, things are supposed to happen. So I had to pick myself up. But then I mourned my mom after 3 years. She died in 2014. I sat down somewhere in 2017. I sat down. It's when now I started saying, Mom, today it's me and you. Because I every time I was about kama choose kangefika hapa, my dad would be like, you need to be strong for your siblings. So there's no point I ever mourned my mom. Akuna. For all those years, literally, there's no point. I just sat. I would sit, and then Sharon would be like, Sulia, I was like, because nime suppress for my siblings. There's a 2 year because my brother turned 2. There's a 2-year-old here. There's Mojako class 2. There's Mojako class 4. There's Mojako class 8 who is supposed to do their exams after the burial. You understand? Yeah. I have my mocks coming. I'm supposed to get good grades and go to Form 4. So it was chaotic. Yeah. So this one got me into, I don't know if I'm nakibia, but got me into anxiety, like very high anxiety. So at that time already nilikuwa na ulcers. So it escalated way up. It was so bad that at some point nilikuwa naamka asubuhi natapika. So my neighbor started telling my dad, we think your daughter is pregnant.
That sounded those classical Afro-Cinema moments. Why do Africans measure pregnancy like in
I'm like, really? Until my dad was so pissed. I was like, you're just waiting for your mother to die so they can
get pregnant.
Dad, if you know, I have never seen a man naked in my life. I don't even know what you guys are talking about.
Apart from what I see in science class, I have no idea.
I don't even know what that is. I don't even know what pregnancy looks like.
Yeah.
But the man didn't believe me at that point, so we clashed. I would wake up, do my stuff, afanye vitu zake, na tunaishi in the same house. Yeah, before niseme sana.
I was actually just loving how this was going anyway.
Yeah.
So you mentioned you started having anxiety.
Yes.
How is that going right now? Let me ask, what has been the lowest point in dealing with the whole anxiety thing? What was the lowest moment for you?
I think that would be in 2018. 2019, yeah. Around May. So I might look all gangster, but napenda, najua kupenda. Sawa watu. So I met someone. We got into a relationship. It lasted 11 months. Exactly.
11 months is a long time. One is a long time. Some not even last a week.
So it lasted 11 months. And while actually not 11 months and some days to our 1 year anniversary.
My days, and they're all anniversary. Wengine tusherekeangi hata.
I was about to celebrate an anniversary alafu mtoto mtu. And then you're too good for me, and then via text.
No.
You're way too good for a person like me. I don't deserve you. Via text.
Who breaks up via text?
I forgive you. May you experience peace. Anyway.
Amen.
So after the breakup came with her. So I was in Nairobi. I went for a job in Nairobi. So when I was in Nairobi, so when jamaa kaniacha, then I came back to Kisumu. Kufika kwa nyumba, my house had been robbed. Clean, safi. Waliniacha kifagio. Amkuniiba sana. So they
left something.
Yeah, they took the unga. I used
unga.
Yeah, nilikuwa kwa something container ya unga, rice. I used to nilikuwa natumia stove at that moment. Wakachota mafuta wakachota mafuta kwa stove, wakaenda nayo. Everything mpaka bed sheets, bed covers, waliniacha mattress by the way. They said hata ukikuja angalau ulale mahali. Usikae vibaya. They took my clothes, my shoes. I had like almost 15 pairs of shoes. Niliachiwa moja yenye ilikuwa imekatika na isa peke yake. The rest.
I do not know why I'm laughing, and it's supposed to be a sad thing.
I think it's also the way I'm just telling the story. It's not even sad. So there's that. Then a week later I get another job to Nyeri. No, was it Nyeri? Muranga. Yeah. Coming back, I had just bought some small things in the house. They fagiad again. Remember, this is the same. In a span of 2 weeks, I've been dumped, I've been robbed, I've been robbed again. Yeah.
You did not move places after you
were
robbed?
I couldn't because I'm told next week unaenda job ingine.
Oh,
so there's no time for me. Yeah. So when I came back again, so I just sat there in an empty house. This time they took the mattress. In an empty house.
You alikuwa naona huaoni tumemhurumia
hata jokes. Akona jokes. So mimi with my jokes self, nikaingia tu na ile bag yangu nikaka. Nikiwa frustrated. Hapa mahali nimekaa. My window ilikuwa ya mbao. Somebody anakimbizwa yeye ni mwizi, anakimbizwa from somewhere. Akapitia hii dirisha ya mbao, akatokea na mlango na akaenda. Muku, I am seated literally.
So I think you had to be in a very bad place.
I was in a very bad place, and I became unwell. I would get panic attacks in the middle of the night. I would cry to sleep. There's a time
you see that very intense panic attacks, like loss of breath, you were feeling dizzy, you were blacking out. My goodness.
So I don't know if I'm supposed to say this, but I would literally strip naked and lie on the floor. That's a tactic that I've used for so many years and it has helped. Lie on the floor so that at least I can feel something. You know, at that moment you don't feel anything. You are just, the breath you're just there, and you realize that the distance between webe and kifo inatoshananga.
And I think sometimes one of the things we do not understand with people who are going through mental health issues or maybe issues of anxiety and whatnot is sometimes someone would cut themselves, someone sometimes wants to die by suicide, and then we are like, why on earth would you even be doing that? Some people even eat themselves, but we do not get that. And I think what you mentioned is very beautiful, like, I just want to feel something because I'm in this space where, like, niko too empty. Yeah. I shall let you continue.
Felicity na chai. Sawa, this na chai. Acha tunywe chai tukikwambiana. Now, hapo kwa kwenye ku feel something. You know, when, for example, you're having this, there are different levels of panic attacks. Kuna hii mild yenye I could be even seated here na niko na panic attack na nakuangalia. Na manageable, yeah? There's this level yenye now utaona uneasiness in me. Takuwa tu uneasy plan. And then there's this one where you'll have to find either warm water nikunywe or something just to bring in a snack. If I unapata sometimes when somebody's having panic attacks anaanza kujichuna. Yeah. Either mali anajua ni most sensitive kwa body yake. Kuna watu wanajifinya masikio like this. Ana press tu na anashake na press. Ndio arudi asikie. There's something going on kwa system yake. So for me I decided not to. It's a decision that I made that however much I want to feel something, I'd rather take up nienda nisimame chini ya shower. If I cannot, I don't like lemons, so I'll bite onto a lemon. I don't like that stuff completely. Me, I don't like it, so I'll just go inside the lemon, cut it, and then put it in my mouth and be like, just for me to feel that thing. Yeah. But truth be told, there's nothing as annoying as anxiety. As much as kuna hizo ADHD, kuna nini depression, but anxiety is very annoying because when you're not anxious, anxiety tells you to be anxious. You understand? You're not stressed, you're fine, everything is cool, but then all of a sudden something just tells you.
You have to think of something,
You have to be worried right now. What should you be worried about? Yeah, Felicity's nails. Be worried about them right now. Just be worried. Worry about them. Look at them and just get worried. You see?
And then it just happens.
It just happens. And now it escalates pole pole. Ni kama temper. Pole pole. Yeah, and that is and also the one thing that it comes with that is so annoying is the memory loss. I have gotten lost in Kisumu town 3 times. My city, my town. Nimepotea mara 3. There's a time I'll be having a conversation with someone and then I totally forget who they are.
Wow.
Yeah.
And this is someone you know?
This is someone I know. Sometimes I even forget faces and names of people I see every day. So, especially the days when I'm a little bit stressed, just if I take a money kitu kidogo, I have to submit a report at work.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
So that's some of the most annoying. But I can say so far, we're doing our best. By we is me, myself, and I.
Yeah.
We're doing our best. Yeah, and the fact that I'm still here and can talk about my stories, for me, it's a whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and how have you been able to handle it? How have you been able to deal with it?
So every day I kind of devise new ways of surviving. The first one, of course, the first one which I immediately start with is lying on the floor, on a very cold floor. I don't have a carpet in the house for that purpose. I don't even want to own one for that purpose because I want, anytime I feel like let me just tell you, like last night for instance, I had a panic attack. Why? Because I think nilizima lights way too early.
Alright.
Yeah. When you have anxiety, everything is a trigger and everything is not a trigger. Even the light on the camera is a trigger. I'm not saying the light is a trigger right now. No. But literally anything and everything is a trigger. The way you talk to me, if your tone changes in a second, I notice it. I'll immediately start worrying in the same. You see? So that's how anxiety just finds. I call anxiety a she because she can be terrible sometimes. So anakuwaga she na jina yake huko Eve. So her name is Eve. So I like sometimes I just talk myself down. I'm like, Eve, kindly leave. I want to sleep. Kindly just walk out. I want to sleep. You can come in the morning. Right now I want to sleep. I have work tomorrow. But in that morning, also don't come around 10. I'll be having a meeting. So you come around. Let me give you 2. 2 I'll be free. I can just sleep or do something. Yeah. So there's that. There's number 3 is sleeping. Like the whole of us together we sleep. So you just sleep. By the time you wake up, at least you've managed yourself. You've managed to get some strength to wake up and live life. Number 4, what else do? I have learned to control my breath. That's why I can speak this long without putting a pause.
Okay.
Yeah. So during when you're having those breathing difficulties, when you're having such an attack, for example, which for me, so just a point you go, it's not like you have asthma, but iko tu hapo kuna naambia naitanga hosi, like horse. Unajua sauti na sauti kama hosi na tunaambianga hosi relax. I have names for all these things, yeah. So I go like hosi relax. Then I breathe after every three counts. Yeah. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So I could do maybe up to 21 or up to 30 until So it works differently for different people because I have people who call me, so how do you go about this? So I'm like, we come at a figure 50 as long as it will help you breathe. Yeah, then perfect. Yeah. Number 5 is I have a healing body. Have someone you know you can call them, not tell them, let me go my hands are here. Call them. Wakai tu wakijua anytime you call them at saa 8 usiku. They have to come up with a story. They have to entertain you. So for me it's always Ibsen. Phil Ibsen. Yeah. Phil Ibsen, I'll call him anytime in the middle of the night and he'll be like, and then another story. Napigia story, me I'm just listening. At the end of the day I sleep. Then he hangs up. Yeah. So always make sure that you have a healing body. Somebody you know will have something to tell you. They won't tell you snap out of it. They won't tell you
the snap out of it is very common.
Yeah. With the moment you tell me snap out of it, I'll snap my neck on a rope and then I die. What will you do about it? You'll be excited that I left. I made a project. You understand? I've stopped being a burden. Because I tell people depression or mental health issues works like a bottle of water. The more una feel maji, the more pressure inakuwa. The more una feel maji, at some point itapasuka.
Yeah.
This is now suicide. The kupasuka. So we don't say somebody committed suicide. We say somebody died of suicide because it is a disease on its own.
That's true.
Yeah, it is a disease on its own. So I don't know if I'm going far.
No, you're just within.
Yeah.
Have you perhaps tried therapy before? And how was the experience? If yes.
Yes, I have. I have seen, for the past, from 2018 to date, I've seen 4 therapists. Not because I'm not getting well, but there, for example, therapists are different from my experience. There are ones who will want to direct information. There are ones who use different tactics. There are ones who come even for cognitive behavioral therapy in many. Then there's this one person who will sit you at a car ukae hapo na anza kukwambia how was your day. And that is the most annoying part of therapy. So the reason why I've seen 4 therapists is because they keep referring me. Depending on the level they want me to. Of course. Yeah. To go because they know I speak. Me, if you ask me what's wrong, I won't go, nah, I'm fine. Me, I'll tell you. But then I'll tell you, but anxiety will tell me the solution you're giving me is not the right solution. Yeah, yes. You see. So I'll start doubting that solution. The moment I doubt the solution, you'll have to refer me to someone who can kind of help me to understand what the solution is and how I can benefit from it.
All right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And it's worked so far. It is working.
All right. Now, you mentioned losing your mom. You also mentioned the breakup and robbery is still funny. Is there anything else that was a trigger?
I think at some point also last year when COVID hit, that is May, March. Sorry. I get my months mixed up because everything literally happened in all the months. So March, COVID hits, and I'm jobless at that point. I'm an intern, not an intern per se. And I'm kind of office here. I don't know what I was doing. I don't know.
What are you as a volunteer
bus volunteer. So I would go there, do 1, 2, 3, sit the whole day in the meeting. So now they have to work from home. Remember, you work from home, they have a salary. But you work from home, hakuna. Yeah. So from April to July. Yeah, to July because they resumed work in August. To July, my friend, I was broke ile full time that at some point
full time
Ile at some point Sharon paid for my rent. Na yeye pia anaishi kwao kwa mama yake. So she would use her savings to pay my rent. Yeah, it was that bad. Luckily some gigs because zinatokea. You know, it became so bad that nikamiss pia nilikuwa na miss hadi sanitary towels. It was so sad, and it really affected me some more because I was like, hey, manzi nakaaje sasa mimi nilifaa kwa hope kwa community kama ninakaa.
And then by the way, that's inaletanga pressure to public figures.
Yeah. I didn't even have soap ya kuoga, so I couldn't go anywhere.
You are not serious.
I couldn't go anywhere. I couldn't even wash my own clothes. So I used to live in a house ya mabati. So you can imagine the heat. Ni mchana niko Mombasa, usiku niko Mount Kenya. So nikitoka nje niko Kisumu. Yeah, I was cool like that. I was cool like that. So yeah, so that affected my mental health again. And you know, I got into depression. And the rest of the year, the rest of September and December, I was suicidal the whole time. Yeah. The whole time, that even when Sharon moved to Kisumu to stay at my place, I never wanted her to leave. As much as she also had made up my mind to stay in Kisumu, that was a plus for me. Because I was like, I'm very suicidal at this moment, but I don't want to die. You understand? I don't want to die, but it's driving me towards that direction. I am not going to die.
Now, you know, you mentioned that, and it brings me back to people usually just thinking someone just woke up one day and they just decided to die by suicide. You know, I don't think it's that way. Most of these people actually, they don't even want to die.
Hey.
It just looks like the only solution at that point.
Yes, because no one gives you a choice. That is the only choice you have. It's like unaambia ufike hapa mu ufike. So you know you have to fika. Yeah. So at that point I didn't. So when so I called a friend of mine and told them I'm very suicidal right now. Anything for me is something I can use to die. Anything, a knife. Sufuria hii moto naweza jimwagia hiyo food ni mungue ni kufe. You know, anything and everything for me right now. I can just go. You see. But luckily when Sharon noticed this and she asked me about it, what was going on, I just said my mental health right now is crazy, and you know, kama venye sikumwambia wisha mimi. Anyway, because lazima ataona, I'll be like, hey, nilienda what is unaona? She will want to watch it. So kanza kunipeleka out nini just for me to be out there and enjoy a different space. So we used to go out nini, and we went out from September to January 1st. Na toka job sherehe every day. You see. I was exhausted, like so tired. I was like, So the whole of January and February and I think part of March was just relaxing. Yeah. So I think that also helped me to overcome that moment.
So it's also like the people you had around you during that period, it was helpful.
They did an awesome job. By the way, this adult but I'm going to tell you, the people you surround yourself with when you have mental health issues are very important. Because they will shape the direction your mental health is going to take. Because if your friends constantly use their mental health as a tool to make fun of you, then you're finished as a person. But if that's the first thing they look at when they want to take you somewhere, then great. Because even those friends of mine, they'll tell me, at 20 now, they'll be like, why? Because your place is toxic. Those people hawananga filters. Those people hawajui kuongea vizuri and watakubu. So kaa hapa wacha sisi tumawazo. You see, so you know these people are people who can take care of you. Yeah, and you can take care of each other.
That's actually beautiful. And then these people who think it's a joke, every single comment they're making, they're like, ni joke too. And just Juliana Maxie and then they just laugh about it. It's like it's a joke.
Exactly.
But then to you, it's taking a toll on you. I think people should actually start being very sensitive with the comments they make around mental health issues, because especially people's friends, right?
Yes.
Being
Yeah, because you'll be there depressed and somebody tells you, "Say, my God, this way." Not realizing that I know a lady who died in 2001. 2001 is like how many years ago? 20. Yeah, 20 years ago. So 20 years ago, there was bipolar 2 because she died from bipolar 2. There was bipolar 2. The daughter who is right now 30 has bipolar 2. Yeah? So mental health, first of all, it can be inherited. Yeah? Second, it's not something that in your it has been here. It has been here. People just didn't know.
We didn't know.
It's scary how it might be the next pandemic. If people are not careful. It might be the next global pandemic.
Because in that though, yeah.
Yeah, because we are ignoring a lot of things. People are unwell, but somebody's like, zangu tu swing. That's
an issue.
That's a problem. What do you mean unakaa hivi umejam kidogo umefurahi?
Siwezi lala too. I just can't sleep.
No, that is very wrong. You should look for help. Then I tell people you shouldn't go for therapy because you're mentally unwell. Go for therapy because you want to align your life. Go for therapy because you want to feel good about yourself. Go for therapy to live your life to the fullest. Yeah? Don't go for therapy. Don't wait until now you are here with anxiety miaka 10 plus.
Yeah.
It's when now you want to tell us it is doing.
And that's a nice way of looking at it. It's like the way we usually say, wacha nikuwe diabetic kwanza, then I'll go to the doctor. But there are things I could have done in my lifestyle and just healthy eating habits and whatnot to prevent that from happening. So I think you're right.
Yeah.
You also mentioned you're an activist.
Yes.
What do you do?
Activism is my heart, by the way. Apart from every other thing, I use poetry as my major advocacy tool. Yeah. So, by the use of poetry, I ensure that I create societal change on matters sexual and gender-based violence, sexual and reproductive health rights, and matters when we look at, that's the societal norms, for example. There's some things that we've normalized, where you find a child is being defiled by their father, and then there's a kangaroo court hapo nyumba wanachinja kuku story inaisha. So for me, being that I have experienced sexual violation at some points in my life, I like to put the S because it wasn't once, twice, or twice. Yeah, that's a story for another day. Also changiati to the mental health manenos. And it's crazy, my life is not fun. Yeah, so that's it's not even the fact that I've experienced maybe sexual assault, but also the fact that I just want to ensure that I can communicate with people in a language that I know best, which is poetry. Yeah. So I'm a rightivist as well. I don't know if you've met that word.
Never.
So a rightivist is like the way you write to bring change. So I think you are a rightivist. You just don't know it.
I didn't know that, but I am. You guys go. Alright, that's
yes.
you.
Yeah, I think you are a rightivist.
I am.
By the look of the things I've been reading from your stuff. Yeah. So that's basically what I do. But every day I am a project officer. I studied journalism but I quit. Yeah. Yes. So that's what I do in terms of activism.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Would you like to share with us maybe one of those instances where you experienced sexual violence?
It wasn't a story for another day? Okay. Class 3. Excuse me, to a grade.
Grade.
Let me use what I know. Yeah, let me use what I know.
Yeah.
There's class 3, there's class 6, then there's form 3.
My goodness.
So form 3 is a few weeks to my mom's death. Class 3, I was living with my grandma. I'm raised by the way, my grandmothers. Me, I lived with my grandmas, as in from dad and mom. So I used to shift, yeah, and different aunties and cousins, and I was just
that was a lot of moving.
Yeah, I was in 5 primary schools. so yeah. It has always been dramatic. My life has always been dramatic.
Clearly, let me take a sip of tea because this
because I tell people, yeah, my mom had me at 17 and then I lost her when I was 17.
Your mom had you at 17?
Yeah, and then I lost her when I was 17.
Alright.
Yeah, so Yeah, that's now the part where the Labor Day, born in Labor Day, comes in, yeah? So, what was I saying?
You were telling us about your grandmother, what happened at your grandma's.
So, kwa kina my grandma, there's a river. So, tulikuwa tunafua, me and my younger sister. So this man comes and is like,
Guy. Kama kufua kwa river. Tukikutana na huko kwa ma stages, we can never do.
So, tunafua nguo za shosho yangu, me and my younger sister. Niaje adana juda watch. Yeah. So we are washing. Then this man comes. He was older, way older. He looked 30 something like that. Comes and is like, hebu kuja kidogo. Tunataka kuonyesha hapa juu. Na hivi mimi huyo nimeenda kuona. So this guy is like, niaje. So I would go into the details, but I escaped that by watch movies. Watch movies, my sister.
I'll start. I'll try.
So I managed to kick him in the down there. Yeah. And then I ran. And you know I'm very tiny. I wasn't always this big. I was very small.
So you're big now.
Do you know funny. I was? By the way, I will share with you my pictures. If you are this small, I had.
In fact, we may have to share with me as we edit the video because we may have to put them up so that we can confirm. Because you still look tiny. Trust you me.
So I ran, took my sister, nikabeba nguo baridi, tukaenda home. Hadi zile siku nimemaliza kufua. We went home. So the other time I was in class 6, I moved to Nairobi to my parents, and this neighbor guy who had been kind of pursuing me. I don't know how to put it. I was a child, so I can't call it being pursued. I don't know. So this, and then the toilets zilikuwa nje. Hatukuwa na toilets kwa nyumba. So nikienda loo, this is when this guy grabbed me. And I'm like, Allah, okay, what's happening? What's happening? Again, that's why I think I screamed last. Nika scream huko, then my mom came, akampiga kisawasawa. Yeah, so the year from 3 ndio ilikuwa crazy. This one was so chaotic. I know my schoolmates who are going to watch this, they will attest. For those who know me. It was so chaotic. My schooling almost ended. Yeah, it was very chaotic. I'm not going to go into details just yet. I don't think I've really healed from this one specifically because it was the worst. I was about to be sent away from school because it had affected literally everything about me. I think at that point is when I realized that mental health is real and you can become unwell at any point. Yeah. So I don't think I've really healed from this one. That's why I'm not even going to share the details. But it was the worst of it all. So that's when I came out of school and went to the university and got out of the university, I said, no one is ever going to defile a child.
Again, on my watch.
Banner. Never. So for me, it's always personal. I don't go to court with those people. Because when I go to court with you, nitakupiga nifungwe na wewe. Because I have a certain anger that I still need to deal with. But what I do is I make sure that justice is served to a certain child if such happens. If there's attempted rape, I deal with you. If there's attempted defilement, niko na wewe. Yeah? And I'm always willing to wake up even in the middle of the night just to sort out an issue. Yeah, because for me it's personal. Yeah, it's something that I want to eradicate if possible. It cannot end right now with this year, this century. But for me, if I change 4 to 5 lives, 10 to 15, that's just for me. Yeah.
Beautiful. Now, I think we need to be wrapping this up. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. Do you have any last words?
Well, I've been saying last words like you too. But basically, don't think my life is that bad. First of all,
disclaimer.
Okay, my life is fun. You know, I am fun. You speak a lot. You cannot be bored with around me. I don't know. I'm not sure. Depends on you. So, one, take care of your mental health. Just make sure you take care of your mental health. Don't wait until it's bad for you to run. So, number 2, ensure that every morning when you wake up, you have something that you want to change. Yes, you want to change, whether it's about yourself or somebody else. Just ensure you want to not change it to the negative, not change it by making somebody uncomfortable, but changing it by ensuring that by the time you walk out of this earth, somebody will remember you for that. Even if it is an inspiration, if it is a quote, anything, just ensure that somebody smiles, somebody is happy, somebody feels fulfilled. Wewe mwenyewe uko fulfilled. Ukirudi kulala, count the things that you did, the things that were impressive. Use them more. Achana zile zenye zilikubo. Write them down. Make sure the next day you go to work.
Beautiful.
That's what works for me.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me. Chai ilikuwa tamu. Wewe, chai ni tamu by the way.
Now you guys, you will have to go and subscribe to Maxie Daniel That's Maxie Daniel on YouTube, right? So go and sure you subscribe to her channel for some amazing stuff. She has this thing called story time. Ooh, my days, I'm always looking out for it. Girl, that is beautiful. Yeah, so just thank you so much for being here, and thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, tap on the notification bell, and of course, if this was a blessing to you, thumbs up and a comment down below. I love you guys so much. This has been Tea Time with